filings. Of the cases submitted, 58.2% involve requests to compel contractors to announce bargaining demands, while 39.8% concern the separation of bargaining units. Regionally, more than half of the cases were concentrated in Seoul. Among 224 processed cases, 87.9% were withdrawn, with only a small portion resulting in recognition or rejection decisions. In local news, Busan is rolling out a comprehensive support plan ahead of the BTS World Tour concerts set for June 12th and 13th, aiming to accommodate a surge in international visitors and ensure smooth event operations. City officials will hold a coordination meeting on April 20th to review crowd control measures, transportation plans, including expanded public transit, and multilingual guidance systems at key gateways such as the airport and railway stations. To address soaring accommodation costs, Busan will open youth training centers and temple stay programs at affordable rates. Additional measures include deploying multilingual staff, maintaining fair lodging prices, and conducting inspections of major tourist sites and services through June. Busan will host a job fair for the tourism and MICE sector on April 15th at PEXCO, jointly organized by the Busan Economic Promotion Agency, Busan City, and the Labor Ministry as part of efforts to boost employment in service industries. A total of 13 major local employers will take part, offering tailored consultations on job roles, required qualifications, and recruitment procedures at dedicated booths. 6 companies plan to conduct one-on-one interviews on site, with some applicants receiving immediate hiring decisions. The event is expected to provide practical opportunities for job seekers while helping companies address ongoing workforce shortages in the tourism sector. In international news, the United States and Australia have agreed to invest more than 5 billion Australian dollars in critical minerals projects as part of efforts to secure supply chains and counter China's dominance in rare earths. Under a bilateral framework signed last October, the two governments will support key projects across Australia, including rare earth refining and mineral production, through financing from export credit agencies. And now for today's weather. Partly cloudy skies are expected with warm conditions throughout the day. Fine dust levels will be moderate in Busan. The current temperature across Busan stands at 20 degrees Celsius. And that wraps up this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BFM 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is For Your Busan with Laura McLucky. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Happy 13th of April. And happy spring cleaning time. Yes, spring cleaning. Have you done it? 봄맞이 대청소. When you throw away your things, when you clean your closet, you find old clothes. You want to throw things away, but you can't, you know? When you clean your storage, you might find letters that you still keep, even if they've faded. You know, old things that we keep for a long time, even if they lose their color or they don't work well or, you know, they don't fit anymore. They hold memories, don't they? They hold our time. They hold a certain moment of our lives. So even though they're old, they become something that we can never really part with. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Laura McLucky. This is 왜 이럴까 by Suzy. perfect way to kick off this Monday. It's the 13th of April. Welcome to the show. 4:10 p.m. on the clock for your Busan on 90.5 and 103.3 FM. Welcome to BEFM 부산영어방송입니다. 반갑습니다. 반갑습니다. How was your day? Good? How was your weekend? Good? Good? 앙 PD, how was your weekend? 뭐 하셨습니까? Meet your friends. That's good. That's nice. Meeting your friends, relaxing. What did I do? I took a little bit of time off from studying. On Saturday, I studied all the livelong day and realized, do you know when you do something and you're like, yeah, this is really good. And then 5 minutes later, you're like, what was I thinking? This is the worst idea I've ever had. That was my Saturday. So I was in the thick of it and I felt very, very dumb. So I think that's good progress, no? When you question all your life choices, that's what you want, right? Anyway, that was mine. How about you? What was your weekend like? What'd you get up to? Get in touch. I would love to know what you've been doing this weekend. The weather was delightful, wasn't it? It was nice weather. Well, I guess everyone's out enjoying, but it's really definitely mid-spring, is it? Today was hot, so maybe we're moving towards summer weather, but it's still spring. Anyway, do you prefer new things or do you like what is already familiar? Because that's what I was talking about at the top of the show. Buying new things or meeting new friends can be fun, can be exciting, but the old things, the old belongings, the old friends, how dare you call me old, but you know what I mean. You know, long-time friends, they become a meaningful part of who we are because we don't just, meet them and find out new stuff and do fun stuff together. They are part of your history. They're part of who you were before you became who you are. And so they're there. They helped carve you into the now version of you. And so it's the same as traditions, right? They may be old and they might not be part of our daily lives, but we're drawn to them. We're very much drawn to them. Only when we continue to seek out and enjoy these traditions can they be passed on to the next generation. But they represent you as a younger version of you. They represent a time in your life when things were perhaps easier or maybe more difficult and you've overcome those difficulties. But regardless, things in the past are very meaningful because they represent a part of you that shaped who you are today. So the reason I'm talking about it, we can look at our own life and our own traditions and our own things in our closet. However, the Busan Cultural Foundation has launched a representative traditional program called the 2026 Saturday Traditional Folk Games Festival. It began last Saturday with its first performance at Yongdusan Park. It will continue all the way through October. But you might wonder, what is it? Well, this program combines performances, but also hands-on experiences of Busan's nationally and city-designated intangible cultural heritage. It will be held at major locations around the city, including Yongdusan Park, Northport Waterfront Park, Busan Citizens Park. So performances will take place every Saturday until October, with traditional folk game experiences into the mix, and also English and Japanese interpretation services will also be available for international visitors. Isn't that nice? Yes is the answer. So well done, Busan. So if you're curious about traditional Korean stuff or Korean traditions and like to get involved with cool things and performances, well, this is for you. Don't miss this event. So please do go and check on either social media or go and check on the Busan City website and find out more about this, okay? One more time, it's called the 2026 Saturday Traditional Folk Games Festival. Go and check it out. All right, I have a text topic for you today. I always do, but this one's very fun. Believe it or not, okay? So you don't have to believe it, but I want you to share one interesting superstition that you know. 네, 여러분. 오늘은 좀 신비스러운, 재미있는 텍스트 토픽이 있어요. 예, 여러분이 알고 있는 재미있는 미신을 알려주시기 바랍니다. 예를 들면 빨간색으로 이름 쓰지 않기, 아니면 시험날 미역국 먹지 않기, 아니면 중요한 날 거울 깨지 않기. 예, 안 믿어도 되는데 그냥 알고 있는 것만 알려주시면 감사하겠습니다. 그리고 믿을지 안 믿을지 그것도 알려주시면 감사하겠습니다. 재밌습니다. 샵 9050 pound 9050 or KakaoTalk. Those are the ways you can get in touch with me in the studio. Text messages 101. The other ones are free. Of course, we've got KakaoTalk and YouTube Live as well. So go and send me a streaming message over there. All right, lots coming up for you as always. But first, it's Busan Times.
Stay connected to Busan's rhythm with For Your Busan, airing daily from 4:05 to 6 p.m. Blending your friends' voices with the latest information and news from our vibrant city.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for Busan Times. Jian's in the house.
Yay. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. How was your weekend?
It was beautiful.
What'd you do?
I went to my ex-base, military base, and met my ex-co-workers, ex-boss. Had so much fun. It was beautiful.
Your ex-base, where is it though?
In Cheongju.
청주.
Cheongju Airport and the airbase.
재밌겠다.
네.
Did you fly any planes?
I can't.
Oh.
Because I was not a pilot.
That's disappointing. Well, maybe next year.
Maybe next
We
year.
can
Who
learn.
knows?
Sounds good. Listen, we've got lots coming up as always, and we've had a whole weekend of stuff going on.
Yes.
So let's get into Busan Times. Busan has unveiled a major employment strategy for next year. So what's the plan about?
Busan City will implement its 2026 comprehensive job policy plan aimed at addressing the mismatch between job seekers and employers while creating more high-quality jobs centered on advanced industries. Under the plan, the city will invest a total of 2.1 trillion won this year to create around 200,800 jobs.
Wow.
The initiative reflects Busan's broader push to strengthen its labor market and transition toward more future-oriented industries.
That's a lot of jobs.
It's a lot of job, a huge amount of money.
Yeah. How is Busan currently performing then in terms of employment?
Busan has been showing steady improvement. According to OECD standards, the employment rate for people aged 15 to 64 reached 68.1% last year. That's an increase of 5.2 percentage points over the past 5 years, putting Busan close behind Seoul, which recorded 70%, the highest among the country's 7 major metropolitan cities.
Okay, so what kind of strategies are in place to boost job creation?
One key initiative is the Mega Regional Job Project across the Busan, Ulsan, Gyeongnam region, aimed at expanding jobs, improving commuting, and strengthening cooperation in industries like shipbuilding. The city will also introduce new job models, including tailored support for strategic industries and remote work programs, linking external projects with local IT talent.
And, you're talking about some kind of old time or legacy
Yes,
industries.
right.
What about future industries?
Busan plans to actively foster AI companies and build a stronger digital industry ecosystem. It will also accelerate growth in next-generation sectors such as semiconductors, secondary batteries, future mobility, and hydrogen. At the same time, the city will push for digital transformation and advancement in its traditional key industries, including machinery parts, shipbuilding, maritime industries, footwear, and textiles.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. It's good, but people are not all interested in technology. People are not all interested in XYZ. So we've got to have a lot to offer. What about the workforce development?
The plan places strong emphasis on talent development. Busan will strengthen its workforce pipeline by training AI and digital specialists, industry-focused professionals, and field-ready practical workers. The goal here is to better align talent supply with the needs of local industries.
And what about local groups? Will there be support for local groups?
Yes, the city will expand customized job support programs tailored to different groups, including youth, women, middle-aged workers, seniors, and even vulnerable populations. It also plans to promote an innovation-driven growth ecosystem by focusing on investment attraction, industry-academia collaboration, startups, and financial support.
Good. I love this. I love to see investment in employment, in jobs and startups, that kind of stuff.
Right.
What does the city actually expect from this plan overall?
Officials say the initiative will help Busan build a more balanced and competitive job market while fostering sustainable growth through innovation and industry transformation.
Good. Good. What would you do if you didn't do this?
Didn't do this?
What would you do? What would your job
like
be?
this job? Maybe a writer?
A writer.
A writer?
Ah.
I would definitely go for a K-drama.
Ooh. Oh, I like that.
As
Spicy.
a drama
Okay.
queen, yes.
Let's talk about that later. Drama queen? Well.
Well.
Okay, next piece of news. Busan is taking steps to improve care services for its residents. So talk us through this new initiative.
Of course. Busan City signed a multilateral MOU today to launch what it calls the Busan-style integrated care system. The city aims to help elderly residents and people with disabilities continue living independently in their own homes rather than moving into care facilities.
I love it. I love it when they call something Busan style. Busan style, ding, ding, ding. So, okay, what makes this different from existing care services?
This program builds on the nationwide integrated care system, but goes further by introducing 8 additional services unique to Busan. These extra services are designed to provide more comprehensive and closely tailored support for those in need of daily care.
Okay, and what kind of support will residents actually receive?
The program focuses heavily on making homes safer and more accessible. This includes installing safety handrails to prevent falls, removing door thresholds, and adding non-slip flooring. In addition, trained professionals will visit homes to assess each resident's cognitive and physical condition, and then provide customized exercise and rehabilitation services tailored to individual needs.
That's very good, very important. How can you apply for this kind of service?
Residents who wish to use the Busan-style integrated care services can apply through the integrated care service desks at their local administrative welfare centers.
Okay, that's good. And what does the city expect from this program?
Busan expects that this partnership will significantly enhance the quality of its integrated care services, allowing more residents to age safely and comfortably in their own communities.
Good. This is a very important
It
thing.
is.
You don't want to be moved out of your own home.
Right.
So there needs to be that infrastructure there to be able to support
In
you
their
living in your own home.
own
your own environment. Well, that's very good. Looking forward to hearing some good news from that as well. Final story for today. There's an interesting exhibition in Busan that combines art and running. So
Yes.
what's this all about?
Busan City has opened a special exhibition showcasing works from the 15-minute City Busan Art Running Challenge, a citizen participation program held in February in collaboration with the Tegan Market, which is a local second-hand marketplace platform. The exhibition runs for 5 days from today to this Friday at the underground passage of Busan City Hall.
Very cool. I remember talking about this.
Yes.
When it came out. So you use like an app to create the art, right? So art created through running sounds very unique. Tell us a bit more. How does it work?
The challenge invited participants to walk or even run through their neighborhoods while drawing images using their GPS routes. As they move through different parts of the city, their paths form creative shapes, like essentially turning the city itself into a canvas.
It's very cool.
It is.
I like that.
It's
It's a great
adorable.
idea. What kind of, but you know, this has happened before and people have done naughty things.
I know.
Yeah.
But also some romantic ones, as I
Wonderful
mentioned.
things.
Like Marry Me
Yeah.
or Hearts or even cute ducks.
But that's not as funny. That's not as funny. What kind of artwork is being displayed?
Visitors can see a wide variety of imaginative and playful creations. Participants drew shapes like elephants, horses, whales, strawberries, and even dogs, reflecting their creativity and individuality. Among all submissions, the city selected the most creative and well-completed works to be featured in this exhibition.
Oh, it's so cool. So did the participants get something? I mean, they created art, but what was their benefit?
That's an important part too. Many participants said the challenge helped them discover key facilities within their neighborhoods, all within a 15-minute living radius, such as parks, administrative welfare centers, youth spaces, and community hubs. They also appreciated the opportunity to incorporate exercise into their daily routines in a fun and engaging way.
So what does the city actually hope to achieve through this exhibition?
Well, the city expects the exhibition to help residents better connect with the concept of the 15-minute city, making it feel more familiar and accessible. Officials also say it's an opportunity for citizens to rediscover local spaces while enjoying creative works inspired by everyday movement.
Yeah. It is. Like, if you actually go out and you intentionally run a new course, you're going to find places that you didn't know existed.
Right.
Of course you are. So I love that idea. Are they going to continue doing this kind of program?
Yes, the city plans to continue developing participatory programs like this to enhance citizen well-being and make urban life more engaging and enjoyable.
I was in the countryside over the weekend.
Over the weekend, okay.
And
But in Busan?
no. I went to Koje. But it was very much, wow, this is countryside. But it felt like just so far away. It was only an hour away. But it felt so far away. And then I came back to Busan and we're like, 역시 Busan. It was like skyscrapers everywhere. But I think you can be more comfortable when you live in an urban environment like Busan, because we do have the mountains, we do have the ocean.
You have everything.
So, yeah, it's about getting out and exploring our neighborhoods, right? Yeah.
Brilliant.
Do you run?
I don't like to.
Would you if you were being chased?
Of course.
Okay.
But I don't like to, but I try to run.
Hongji
more
PT
often.
is addicted to running. She loves it.
Addicted to running?
She's addicted to
Wow.
running. She runs everywhere.
I ran enough when I was in the military. I'm
Yeah,
done.
yeah, you've done your
I've done my
share.
share,
You've
yes.
done your share. Today we covered lots of things, developments in Busan. We've got major job policy plan coming up, expanded care services, and a creative citywide exhibition.
Yes, Busan continues to evolve with policies and programs designed to improve everyday life for our residents.
Yeah, because Busan is
Good.
Well, I hope you had a delightful Monday.
You too.
Yeah, I did. It was nice. I'm glad the weather is 풀었다. So yeah.
So spring. We're
So
in
spring.
the right middle of the spring.
Yeah. So we'll
nice.
see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, let's have some on the mic.
Hi, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is DK. I'm from Korea.
All right, and tell us your story. You're originally from Korea, but you've also lived in America. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so honestly, like when I was in 20s, like I didn't want to study. Like I was kind of like I didn't do anything in my life. So my dad just decided. He just sent me to America for no reason. Just he was like, "You're not like doing anything in Korea." So I was just sent to America. But like luckily, when I went to America, I met her just first date, my wife there. So that's how I started my life.
All right, so your dad sent you to America. Where in America did he send you to, and how was it when you first got there?
Honestly, it wasn't. My brother was there first, so then he thought maybe it's better for me. I went to LA, especially LA, yeah.
Okay, and so you were in LA, and were you studying in LA, or what were you doing in LA?
Yeah, I was an exchange student. I was learning English there.
All right, so you said you also met your wife. Tell us, how did you meet your wife?
Okay, specifically, it was like a second floor in dormitory. I was walking, like innocent like student, like Asian student. But one girl suddenly like said 안녕하세요 to me. So I did say 안녕하세요 back to her. and then I got caught there.
Okay, so she knew Korean, and so at that time, could you speak English enough to communicate with her, or was her Korean good, or how did you guys communicate?
No, my English was really bad that time. Maybe still bad, but it was really bad. We were communicating with actually the dictionary. So I was like speaking with dictionary like, all the time.
And when you guys first started dating, was it like the plan, like, oh, we're gonna get married someday, or how was it like dating, and how did you end up married?
No, we knew like I was kind of like an exchange student here, so I supposed to stay there only 1 year. So we kind of like talked about it. Maybe we're gonna break up later soon. It was cool actually, like, so we thought like it was kind of like enjoying, but then I extended 1 more year. I extended 1 more year. She came to Korea with me. Yeah, it was like that.
And what were your parents thinking when you introduced them to your foreign girlfriend, your American girlfriend?
So when I was going back to Korea, I told my friend, I said, my friend is coming with me. They didn't know it was a girl. It was a woman. They didn't know it was a woman. So when I came back to Incheon Airport, they were so surprised. And with my dog too. We brought our dog here. They were so surprised. And then honestly, they kind of didn't like it because I lied to them.
So you lied to them, just said it was a friend, but it was actually your girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah, it was girlfriend, yeah.
Okay, so now tell us, how long have you been married?
Now, a year and a half.
Oh, a year and a half. Okay, so tell us, well, how did you guys end up deciding we got to get married, let's do this?
I decided kind of like long ago. Especially, it's kind of weird to say, but then when you argued, I decided to get married. I was like, it's her. When I decide.
When you're arguing?
When you're arguing, I decide it's her. Because I liked how she kind of figured out like to settle the argument.
Okay, so how does she settle an argument? What's the good way that she did?
When you argue, I don't talk like kind of for a long time, but she kind of like fix it like kind of peacefully. She's kind of really like calm to fix it. Oh. So I like the kind of like, so I was like, oh, if I get married with her, I thought maybe we're okay. Like we don't have to like, we don't go like really far.
Oh. So when you fight, actually she's always really able to solve the problem?
Yeah, she is. I don't solve, but she does everything.
Wonderful. Well, I hope you guys have a happy marriage, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tegan. Thank you.
Oh, well, a love story here at For Your Busan. I do love it. Tegan, thank you very much for that interview, and to our interviewee, our guest today, DK Lee Nim. DK Lee is originally from Korea, but in his 20s, his father sent him away to America. And when he arrived there to study, he pretty much met his wife straight away. She said, 안녕하세요 to him, and soon they were in a relationship. Oh, look at that, very romantic. They've been married for a year and a half now, and he said he realized he wanted to marry her when they were arguing because, I love that, because when they argue, she always tries to find a solution, and then he realized, wow, she's the one. She's the one for me. It's very romantic. I love that. I wonder if my husband thinks that I'm the one when I argue with him. My husband doesn't argue. He's very, I am 매운맛, he is 순한 맛. So I'm the one that tries to cause trouble. So maybe that's DK Lee Nim. Maybe he's the 매운맛 and his wife is the 순한 맛. Who knows? Thank you so much, DK Lee Nim, for that lovely interview and sharing a bit of your life with us here. If you would like to be on the mic, please get in touch and let us know. We'd love to have you. Up next, I'm going to play you a song. This is Game Face by NMIX.
I'm a bit 잠겨다운처럼 headlight처럼 안개를 throw away 수많은 warning 경고만 delete 온 세상을 customize Cause I focus only on my life 지워봐 멈출 줄을 몰라 I feel alive I'm an outlaw runner 거짓선을 넘어 꺾이지 않는 pace 세상의 규칙 따라 세운 fences 주저없이 cross the line Cause I focus only on my life 지워버려 left and right 거슬리는 noise 내게 나를 주는 door leaving everything back behind 숨을 한번 고른다 들고 가지 matters Go straight I'm already set yeah 지금부터 main quest Got my game face on I don't really care what you have to say What you say 다른 건 이미 다 faded 거세지고 있어 높아지는 heart rate 발끝까지 set up 변함없는 my stance I got my game face on Cause I focus only on my life 지워버려 left and right 거슬리는 noise 내게 나를 주는 door leaving everything back behind 주저앉지 않고 fight 흐름은 turn over white flag 태워버린 my game 손에 쥐어 old chance so I put my game face on
이번 역은 부산역입니다.
Welcome back, everybody. The time is now 4:36 on the clock, which means it's time for Jimmy.
Jimmy, 가자! Yeah, Jimmy in the building.
Jimmy in the building. The B.I.G Tour. Jimmy.
Yes.
We still haven't played Jimmy, 가자. By the way,
No.
we need to find it. You went out and did something fabulous this weekend. I was going to ask you, what did you do this weekend?
Yeah.
But you always go and record your shows on the weekend.
For sure.
So it's going to be giving it away. However, was it delicious?
It was super delicious and it was nice. I loved it.
Yeah? 부럽다.
No, honestly though, I wasn't really into this type of a festival. But then, yeah, once I went, it was really great. So
Yeah.
I'm just looking forward to go there next year already.
Okay, well, let's get back to the beginning then. Tell us, what is the B.I.G segment?
Yeah, B.I.G. In this segment, I go out to various events and festivities. I look for the right person to interview to give a full explanation about what this specific festival is. So I get to talk to the coordinators and then participants, and then we get to talk about it and share what I have done throughout the whole weekend.
And you get to go to some very interesting places.
Yeah.
So this weekend, where did you go?
Well, I went to Baxco, but Baxco is the place where they always have a different type of venues and
Yeah.
events.
Everything.
And if I was all by myself, I wouldn't really go here because I'm not really into science nor mathematics. But then, yeah, it was really surprising and I loved it. So I went to 2026 대한민국 과학축제 with 과학 Chukjeon is one of Korea's largest science and technology festivals held right here in Baxco over the weekend.
Okay, so that to me sounds very interesting. As long as it's not a bunch of academic papers or academic type stuff. As long as I see the science and technology as its manifest self.
That's
Not-
what I thought at first, but
not the
luckily it
breakdown
wasn't.
stuff. Yeah, that's it. I want to see it with all the cool stuff.
Yeah, so this year is especially meaningful because the National Korea Science Festival and Busan's 과학축전 are combined into a one large event and creating a bigger and more dynamic science experience. So it was more likely focused on the experiments. So this year's theme was the taste of science and AI cooks too. So this unique concept actually connects science, food, and artificial intelligence, making complex scientific ideas fun and easy to understand, especially for elementary school students.
Okay, which is where you operate, right? That elementary level. Yeah, same.
Right.
Sometimes I tell my AI assistant, explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah. I actually have done it too.
Yeah.
Like
Explain it to me like I'm not smart. And I think, am I not smart? Yeah. So here's the thing with this one. You know, it's the taste of science, AI cooks too. Now, we have to remember, of course, food is prepared lovingly by chefs who choose ingredients, who understand flavors and ingredients and and love the food that they're cooking. You know,
For sure.
엄마 손으로 만든 음식, 사랑으로 만든 음식이다.
Yeah.
So like there's all this love that goes into cooking a meal for someone. However, this kind of technology is very important for various different reasons.
True.
And so tell us about the highlight of this event.
Yeah, it was actually 5 flavor-themed zones were entirely running through the whole festival period. So we can say sweet playground, as 달콤 놀이터, fun food-related science experiences, and then fresh lab, 상큼 연구소, the future industries like hydrogen and semiconductors and marine tech was involved, and 짭짤 실험실, salty lab, was hands-on experiments runs for students.
Did they call it 짭짤 시험실?
Yeah,
because
짭짤 실험실.
the students' hands are salty and dirty, and so they have the hands-on salty experiences.
Yes, I guess so.
Maybe. We'll
Maybe.
see. Yeah.
And also 쌉싸름 탐구실, bitter exploration, self-guided discovery programs too.
Yeah.
And lastly, 감칠 수다방. Yeah, it was umami talk stage.
Umami.
So, yeah, umami talk stage, science talks and quizzes and performances.
Fun. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that they've broken it down into the 5 mat.
Yeah.
But where was the spicy?
Spicy, they didn't have it. And also, they also had AI and future technology experiences, and they had seminars for the science talks, and also hands-on experience booths as well.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So I guess this was lots of professionals out there, but it was also a community thing, or was it just like the professionals with their booths and things?
I thought of it as like really professionalists are involved, but no, it was more likely community themed, and then most of high school lab was involved. So high school students were actually running their own booth.
I love that.
And trying to help out those elementary school students
Yeah.
to know more about science. So that specific part was really interesting for me too.
I think that inspires children a lot. I don't want to say
Yes.
whether it's more or less than when adults do it, but I think there's a lot to be said for seeing someone who's close to you in age doing
sure.
something that you are interested in or that you want to learn more about.
Yeah, as we all know, it's sometimes better to learn it by them just getting involved and
Yeah.
then, doing like touching things and then doing those hands-on experiences rather than running everything through the context.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't want to sit down and listen to stories and read books. We want to touch things.
For sure.
Get involved.
For sure.
Absolutely. So you were there, and as always, you get to interview the people who are involved, sometimes the organizers. So who did you speak to?
Yeah, this time for the first interview, I had an interview with a citizen who came from Kumjeonggu with her son because her son was so much into science. So they came together, had a great time. So let's check out the first audio clip together.
안녕하세요. 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
저 금정구에서 온 김민선입니다.
네, 현재 지금 2026 대한민국 과학축제 엑스포에서 진행하고 있는데 어떻게 알고 오셨을까요?
아이가 주말마다 도서관에서 과학 수업을 하는데 선생님께서 추천을 해주셨어요.
그러면 이게 지금 굉장히 되게 많은 사람들이 여러 가지를 경험하고 있는데 우리 아드님이랑 어떤 부스를 좀 체험하셨고 어떤 걸 구경하셨는지 간단하게 설명 부탁드릴게요.
근데 너무 지금 아쉬운 게 저희가 아침 일찍 오질 못해서 대부분 부스가 다 체험이 마감이 되어버렸더라고요. 그래서 현장에서 바로 할 수 있는 미래 먹거리 체험이라든지 또 이렇게 손수건 만들기 그리고 약간 보드게임 같은 거 체험을 잠깐 했습니다.
우리 친구는 어떤 게 제일 재미있었고 어떤 걸 못해서 조금 아쉬워요?
수건을 만드는 게 제일 재밌었고 떡볶이를 그거 못 가지고 와서 아쉬웠어요.
그러면 어머님 여전히 아직까지도 이런 과학축제를 모르는 많은 청취자분들이 계실 거잖아요.
네.
이렇게 해서 여기는 한번 와봐야 된다라는 간단한 추천사 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
평소에 접하지 못했던 여러 가지 그런 과학 관련된 콘텐츠들을 여기 왔더니 진짜 실제로 저희가 보고 또 느끼고 이런 것이 있구나라는 것을 많이 알 수 있었어요. 그래서 여기 한번 와보면 또 아이들도 견문이 많이 넓혀질 것 같아요.
좋은 말씀 감사합니다.
Sounds very busy. Also a baby screaming in the background.
I know. It was so loud,
Familiar
but
sound.
it was a good opportunity for both of them to see and experience science content that
So-
they couldn't really see, in a daily basis.
Well, that's it, right? And I just saw the video there. That's Nanta, right?
Yes,
너무
that was
재밌어요.
interesting.
So what did they say exactly?
Yeah, so it was a great opportunity to see and experience science content that we don't usually come across, and she felt it really broadened on a perspective for her son especially,
Yeah.
and they would definitely willing to come back next year.
That's important. 재방문. 재방문.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looked like fun there, and I was feeling the Nanta.
It was so loud.
But I feel hungry though. That's the problem. My belly's going to start rumbling. Who did you interview next?
Yeah, for the second interview, I happened to bump into another mother and a son who came from Kumjeonggu and were really kind of disappointed because they kind of came late because they couldn't really get involved experiencing those kind of different, hands-on experiences, but they also had a great time. So let's check out the second audio clip together.
안녕하세요. 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하십니까. 금정구에서 온 이재경 엄마입니다.
네, 이번 2026 대한민국 과학축제 어떻게 알고 오셨을까요?
저희 선생님 추천으로 왔고요. 아이가 평소에도 과학 만들기 하는 게 관심이 많아가지고 그래서 아이 경험차 왔습니다.
그러면 아이한테 경험도 시켜주시고 싶어서 오신 것도 맞는데 지금 굉장히 많은 사람들이 여러 가지 체험하고 있어요.
네.
어떤 게 조금 인상 깊었고 어떤 거를 한번 체험해 보셨고 하셨는지 한 번만 말씀해 주시겠어요?
과학하면 일단 뭐 로봇이라든지 4차 산업에 관련된 것만 있는 줄 알았는데 와보니까 뭐 해양 생물이라든지 음식에 관련된 것도 많아서 뭐 미래 음식에 관련된 것도 체험을 했고 뭐 여러 가지 생각지 못한 분야들이 많아서 다양한 체험을 할 수 있어 좋았던 것 같습니다.
우리 친구는 그러면 어떤 거가 가장 재미있었고 못해서 아쉬운 거는 또 어떤 게 있을까요?
저는 미래 식량 만들기가 가장 재미있었고 떡볶이 못해서 아쉬웠어요.
알겠습니다. 그러면 여전히 또 우리 아드님이 굉장히 과학에 관심이 많은데 이러이러한 이유로 나는 여기 한번 꼭 와봤으면 좋겠다라는 청취자분들께 추천사 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
다양한 경험을 할 수 있고 과학에 대한 것들에 대해서 많이 알게 되어서 네, 좋은 것 같습니다.
네, 좋은 말씀 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Yeah, the most fun part for them was getting involved and making those future-related foods, and it was a bit disappointed that the son couldn't really try making that tteokbokki. Yeah.
난 떡볶이 먹고 싶어, 갑자기.
I'm making you even more hungry.
너무 안 좋아요. But I love this for kids because it's turning things that they're very interested in, science, snacks,
Yeah.
into something that is exciting and accessible, and it just shows it in a different way.
For sure.
So I really love that Busan has, well, number one, Beck School, but we have all these different kinds of conferences, exhibitions, etc., because we can learn so much.
I know. Through this festival, I just also decided myself not to be too judgmental by just looking at the title of the festival, like science. No, but I really had a great time.
Ooh. I love science. I'm a science-loving non-scientist.
Really?
Yeah. And so I'm doing a scientific experiment next week. And I'm just like, I hope there's a grown-up in the room so that I can just do this properly. Yeah, I love it. Listen, you interviewed one more person, so let's not run out of time.
Yeah, so last interview, I had an interview with a high school student who was running a booth with his classmates and teachers. So let's check out the last audio clip together.
안녕하세요. 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
예, 현재 부산 동성구에 재학 중인 신정민이라고 합니다.
네, 여기서 보니까 AI 초음파 분자 칵테일 연구소라는 부스를 지금 선생님들하고 학생들하고 같이 운영하고 있더라고요.
예.
이거에 대한 간단한 소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
예, 저희가 초음파 기기를 활용해서 기름을 분해를 한 다음에 이를 활용해서 칵테일을 만드는 거를 부스로 운영을 하고 있습니다.
부스로 운영을 해봤는데 기분이 어떠세요?
일단은 참여자가 아닌 크루로서 하게 된 점에서 제가 가장 크게 느낀 점은 어린 친구들에게 비교적 딱딱할 수 있는 과학을 쉽게 설명해주면서 느낀 뿌듯함이 가장 저에게 인상 깊었던 감정이었던 것 같습니다.
와, 정말 좋은데요. 그러면 우리 어린 친구들이 어떤 부분을 가장 재미있어 하던가요?
어린아이들이 특히 AI 툴을 활용하여서 기름과 시럽과 음료수의 양을 입력을 하였을 때 가장 최적의 초음파 적용 시간을 찾는 그런 과정에서 어린아이들이 직접 AI 프로그램을 돌려가면서 알아봤던 과정이 가장 흥미로웠던 것 같습니다.
우리 친구도 어떻게 보면 지금 고등학생이잖아요.
예.
나에게 과학이란?
저에게 과학은 어쨌든 세상을 알아보게 해주는 눈과 같은 것 같습니다.
왜 그렇게 얘기를 하죠?
과학을 통해서 우리 세상을 조금 더 쉽게 이해할 수도 있고 결국에는 저희 주변에 있는 모든 것들이 과학과 연계되어 있기 때문에 과학을 조금 더 배울수록 세상을 보는 눈이 조금 더 넓어지는 것 같아서 이렇게 말하였습니다.
좋은 말씀 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Yeah, I mean, one of the
똑똑하네요.
정말 똑똑하죠. Yeah, one of the most interesting moments was when the children used an AI tool by inputting the amounts of oil, syrup, and drinks to find the optimal ultrasonic application time. And watching them run those AI programs themselves and figure things out step by step was truly fascinating. And to him, science is a pair of eyes that helps us understand the world.
That's true. Oh, he just explained it to me like I'm 5.
He sounded like one of the scientists, though. Really,
Science is just a pair of eyes that helps us understand the world. Okay. There we go. All of you non-scientists out there, easy peasy. We're
Yeah.
just understanding things around us. That's all it is. Well, listen, it's time for us to wrap up. So what is your final thoughts on this one, Jimmy?
Yeah, from AI to everyday life, from food to future technology, the 2026 Korea Science Festival with Busan Science Festival transforms science into something you can see. So just like what the high schooler said, it just broadens our eyes to
Yeah.
open up about science in an easy way once you attend this kind of festivities.
Yeah, you can see it and touch it.
Yeah.
And taste it.
That too. All of them together.
That sounds delicious. So yeah, I guess next year, if you're looking for something fun and educational, check this out. But there's lots of science all around, all the time. So head to the Science Museum in Gijang as well. That's a good place to be if you like science. Jimmy, thank you so much. Jimmy.
Yeah.
이게 좀 슬픈 소식이 있는데.
하나도 안 슬퍼 보이는데.
Who?
No, you.
Me or you? I have to transition between 행복 and 슬픔.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
of
just going to
course.
갑분싸. You
Yeah.
know? 좀 슬픈 소식이 있는데 다음 주는 안 오네.
그쵸.
그런 소식 들었습니다. You're not coming next week?
Yeah, starting from next week, I won't be able to come, but my heart is already here with Laura and PD-님 and all the listeners. So yeah,
cheesy.
don't miss me.
Listen, you can't not be on For Your Busan. That's so cheesy. This is the perfect place for you, Jimmy.
I know.
No, the reason being is we have 개편. We have our
맞아요.
new season starting next week. And as always, 개편 brings changes. So we will not see you for the B.I.G Tour. However, Jimmy, thank you so much for all of your hard work.
Sure, thank you.
And our listeners are going to miss having you at this time on a Monday, but they will definitely see you because you're still here at BEFM.
Yes, for sure, no
Yeah.
doubt. I loved, being myself here
Yeah.
with Laura and all the listeners out there.
Yeah.
I mean, until the next time.
Until
Last but
next
not
time.
least.
Yeah. It's not bye-bye. It's just see you later.
Yeah, see you later.
Yeah. Indeed. Jimmy, thank you so much. And we will see you when we see you.
All right, I'll see you guys next time.
고맙습니다. Okay, last one of
Bye-bye.
these. Ready?
Yay!
Finally. You're very
And play
lucky.
me that song next
will
time when
play
I
it,
come back.
promise. I will. Okay, it's time for us to say goodbye for the first half of the show. Before you go, I'm going to play you a song. This is Send Me On My Way by Rusted Root. Jimmy, this is also for you. We'll see you when we see you, and we'll see you back here at 5 o'clock.
Tell you to run on the way, Nobody say, nobody young. Well, pick me up with golden hand. Me say, me tell you to run on the way, Nobody say, nobody young. Well, I would like to hold my way. Send me on my way. Send me on my way. Well, pick me up where golden hair. Say, tell you to run. Nobody see me, but well, I would like to hold my little hand. Not even cowbell. I would like to
Your Bridge to the World. BEFM 부산 영어방송.
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구도시 부산. 이곳 부산은 계절을 물들이는 다양한 축제로 늘 풍성합니다. 봄의 시작을 알리는 봄꽃 축제부터 부산의 여름을 만끽하는 바다축제, 전 세계 영화인들이 모이는 부산국제영화제와 새로운 시작의 해맞이 축제까지. 부산의 축제는 우리의 열정을 가득 담고 있습니다. 바쁜 일상은 잠시 뒤로하고 특별한 시간을 선물 받는 바로 이곳 부산에서 우리의 삶은 축제가 됩니다. 축제로 하나 되는 부산, 여러분은 어떤 축제를 기다리시나요? 이 캠페인은 대선공익재단과 BFM 부산영어방송이 함께합니다.
The weather is so nice today. I'm sure this won't be a big deal.
A 3-second long lapse in judgment can burn up an entire mountain, which will take 100 years to recover. We can protect these lush forests if you follow these guidelines. First, do not bring flammable materials to the mountains. Second, do not cook or camp in the mountains. Third, do not litter cigarette butts. Your small actions are the first step towards protecting the beautiful forest. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
Hi, I'm Roberto Fernandez from Mallorca, Spain. I have been living here in Busan for more than 5 years with my Korean wife and twin boys. Back in 2020, I was invited to a game by a friend of mine. Since in Spain, football is the most beloved sport, baseball really drew my attention. In Sajic Baseball Stadium, everyone was singing the chants loudly, and that space was filled with the vibes of Busan. Everyone could truly become one body and one mind, sharing all the feelings of joy and sorrow. When I first visited here in Busan, I didn't have a family. But now, I have the whole Giants family as well as my own family. Once Busan Galmegi, you are forever Busan Galmegi. Global City Busan, we're in it together. This campaign was brought to you by BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Want to be a friend of BFM 부산영어방송? You can chat with BFM through our Kakao Talk service. You can share your messages and photos through Kakao Talk, and you can easily become BFM's Kakao friend by searching BFM through the Find a Friend option. Come share and chat with us at BFM anytime, anywhere for free. Don't forget to add BFM 부산영어방송 to your Kakao friends list.
Man, I haven't got a chance. I call
The time is now 5 o'clock.
포열 부산?
포열 부산 아닙니까?
원래는 울산 사람이니까 포열 부산 내리죠 이렇게.
포열 부산.
포열 부산.
할까요? 포열 부산.
You're now listening to For Your Busan.
로라의 탐구생활. 다라람 다라라라라. You know? You know. Anyway, welcome back. It's the second half of our show For Your Busan. You're tuned in on 90.5 and 103.3 FM. Welcome to our show. Welcome to BEFM 부산영어방송입니다. 반갑습니다. 5:01 p.m. It's Monday, the 13th of April. In case you didn't know. My name's Laura McCluckey. This is my deep dive. Today, I have a question for you. If you happen to spot a coin on the street, do you just leave it there or do you pick it up? In Scotland, we have a saying. Maybe it's just an English saying. Find a penny, pick it up. All the day you'll have good luck. Give it to a friend and your luck will never end. So I pick up pennies off the street. I'm like, yes. And then I give it to someone. I'm like, yes. And they're like, what is this, a trash penny? Thanks. I'm like, no, it's lucky. It's lucky. So, do you decide on it based on how much it's worth? Would you leave it if it was a 1 pence? I wouldn't. I was brought up to always pick up a penny because if you look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. That is the grandma sokdam, I guess, that my grandma used to tell me. You look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. And so, no matter how small the coin may be, it might be worth picking up, getting luck, giving it to a friend, getting more luck, or actually looking online to see how much the coin is actually worth, because there's coins in the world that are far more valuable than you can ever imagine. So old coins or rare coins, they have, been around the world at some point. But if they're very, very rare, very old, there's only a few that remain in existence. And they tend to increase in value over time. So some coins reflect the time, right? They reflect the culture and the people of the era in which they were made, giving them quite historical significance. And unusual coins, or they're called error coins, like mistake coins. They were made during production mistakes. They can also fetch very high prices among collectors. So in this way, coins are not just money, right? They're unique artifacts. They're objects that have stories and their own separate value outside what is actually marked on the face of the coin. And recently, a rare 19th century Australian silver coin that is one of only 8 known to exist anywhere has drawn attention because it's going up for auction. Now, this coin, which was a 3 pence piece, minted in 1860, or as my grandparents would say, a thruppenny bit, 3 pence. 3 pence, 2 pence, 3 pence. So a thruppenny bit. Excuse me. This is very significant because it's expected to sell for over 50 million won. 50 million won. 5천만 원. What? So it's very important because it holds, or on the face of the coin, on the image of the coin, it has an indigenous Australian holding a boomerang, which is very historically significant. The value, of course, of the coin not determined simply by its age, but also by its rarity, of its condition, of its grade, and the value that is within the coin itself, not just its monetary value. So even a small coin that you happen to pick up on the street today might be one day worth a fortune. So next time you're walking down the street Keep your eyes on the ground, my friend. And if you see a penny, pick it up. All the day you'll have good luck, but give it to a friend and your luck might end because first of all, check how much it's worth, okay? So check the value first. If it's not really worth that much, then you can give it to a friend. I love this music. It just makes me want to sway from side to side, like I'm not very well. But I'm very well today. Thanks for asking. Yes, I have in my time picked up many things off the street. Coins, mostly, not exclusively. And I have never found one that was of any worth in particular. However, I have found coins that were very, very old. And I've found coins that have certain strange markings on them, etc. But sadly, nothing worth any significant money. But how about you? Do you collect anything? Do you collect coins? No. I collect magnets from places I've been. But I don't collect coins. But I know that a lot of people who do collect them are very serious about it. So, why not go through your old coin collection? Everyone has a coin collection somewhere. Might be small, might be big. But it's all the coins that you've gathered over the years. Your own money, and then money you had left over from holiday, and then someone gave you some coins, and you're like, where is this from? And you put it in the drawer. Go and check the coins. See if anything is worth a lot of money. And 맛있는 거 사주세요. 조언 줘서 조언 주었으니까 우리한테 for your한테 좀 맛있는 거 사주면 안 될까요? 뭐 먹을래요, 앙 PD? 맛있는 거. 예를 들면 someone's going to buy you something delicious right this moment. What would you want to eat? Oh, pizza. Oh, good. Maybe me too, pizza. Okay. That's not my text topic, but I do have one. Text topic today. Believe it or don't believe it, we want you to share one interesting superstition that you know. 네, 여러분. 오늘의 텍스트 토픽은 이게 안 믿어도 되는데 여러분이 알고 있는 재미있는 미신을 하나만 알려주시기 바랍니다. 예를 들면 빨간색으로 이름 쓰지 않기, 아니면 뭐 시험날 미역국 먹지 않기, 아니면 뭐 중요한 날 겨울 깨지 않기 등등등. In Western culture, if you break a mirror, it means 7 years bad luck. 7 years. Where did that number come from? Number one. And also, why so excessive? How about just 7 days? 7 days bad luck. 7 years bad luck? Come on. I don't believe that one. Anywho, tell us one that you do believe. Pound 9050 샵 9050. Text messages 101. Kakao Talk is free. YouTube Live is free. Or you can send us a message of superstition you don't believe. We want to know them all. All right, this is Beyonce Love on Top. I'll be back with a quiz after this.
Bring the beat in. Honey, honey, I can see the stars all the way from here. Can't you see the glow on the window pane? I can feel the sun whenever you're near. Every time you touch me, I just melt away. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling up from ear to ear, but I know nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first. again and again and again and again. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling up from ear to ear, but I know and nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first, baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Oh, baby, you put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby, you put my love on top, 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 top. My love on top. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only thing I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you, baby. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. You're the one that I love, baby. You're all I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I always call when I need you. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. 'Cause you're the one that I love, baby. You're the one that I need. You're the only man I see. Baby, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you. Everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top, baby. 'Cause you're the one that I love, baby. You're the one that I need. You're the only one I see. Baby, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls when I need you. Everything stops.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. It's 5:12 on the clock, Monday, the 13th of April. Welcome to For Your Busan. My name's Laura McLucky, and this is Busan Quiz Master. You're welcome. It's a Monday, which means we have a Guess Who quiz for you. 네, 여러분, 월요일마다 우리 인물 퀴즈 준비하잖아요. So I will give you hints, and you have to guess who I'm talking about. 네, 여러분, 내가 힌트 많이 드리고 누구에 대해서 얘기를 하는지 맞춰주시면 됩니다. 저한테 정답을 보내주시면 한 명 뽑아서 상품 보내드리겠습니다. So we have prizes for you. We'll choose one winner today. And if you are chosen the winner, well, well, well. Lucky, lucky, lucky. So here are your hints. Ready? This person is a singer and an actor. He made his debut when he was in the first grade of elementary school. He was once a model for a science textbook. He won Best New Actor award at the second Blue Dragon Series Awards in 2023 and the 14th Korea Drama Awards. And he debuted in a group through a boy group survival audition program in 2017. I have to... Okay. I just cheated, by the way. I just checked the answer. So, who am I talking about? If you know the answer, get in touch. Pound 9050, 샵 9050. Text messages are 101. Kakao Talk is free. Live stream is also free. And you can send me your messages anywhere you would like to. So, who am I talking about? If you know, get in touch and you could be the winner of our Monday prize. So this is a Korean person, by the way. That's an extra hint for you, although I kind of thought that you would guess that already. But just in case you didn't. Yeah. I didn't know who this person was, actually. I still don't. Hey! But I'm sure you will. So those were my hints. If you couldn't figure out who we're talking about with those hints, then, well, I'll give you more hints after we come back, okay? Okay, very good. 김덕순님 says, 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 네. 친정 엄마가 믿는 미신인데요. 오, 생선 가시가 목에 걸렸을 때 머리 위에 생선뼈를 올려둔 채 밥을 먹으면 목에 걸린 생선 가시가 빠진다네요. 근데 무슨 의미가 있어요? Is there any like meaning to this? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, it might work. It might. You never know. You never know. Very interesting. Well, thank you very much. Tell me, what are the mishin that you believe? What are the superstitions that you believe? And don't believe also. You don't need to believe them. And also send me your answers for today's quiz. It's a singer and actor, made a debut when he was in first grade of elementary school, debuted as a group in a boy band survival audition program in 2017, and Best Actor or Best New Actor at the second Blue Dragon Series Awards in 2023. Who are we talking about? Get in touch. Let me know. All right, this is Slate with Oh Little Girl. I'll be back with part 2 of our quiz after this.
지킨다. 어떻게 마법이 풀리진 않아. 어쩌다 이렇게 됐니. 저 태양보다 더 뜨거운 내 맘. 어쩌면 사랑했고. You give me high five, you're so high. 풍선처럼 누둥씩 떠올라. 내 맘을 very 흔들어. 너의 기쁜 슬픔 모두 다 끌어안고. 오직 너만 알겠어. 사랑보다 깊은 감정을 느껴. 지금 누구보다 약하면서도 강해. 그래 운명 따위는 내가 다 바꿀게. Baby baby when you tell me something. 내 어떤 눈물이 흘러도 닦아줄게. 이별 따위랑은 이제 이별해. 그게 소리쳐. Oh let it go. 어떤 말로 let it go. 널 품을 수 없어. 사랑보다 더 사랑 같은 너. You oh let it go. 이 세상보다 let it go. 다 잃는다 해도 운명보다 더 운명 같은 너. 내가 지킨다. 내가 지킨다. 내가 지킨다. 언젠가 마법이 풀린대도 어쩌다 그렇지라도 태양의 빛을 다 잃는다 해도 날 믿어 we could be something. 삐져도 매일 그대 곁에 있을게. 시간이 내게 준 지금이라는 봄을 바로 너. 그래 그 머리부터 발끝까지 내게 기대. 내 전부 다 거리에서 사랑보다 깊은 감정을 느껴. 지금 누구보다 약하면서도 강해. 그래 운명 따위는 내가 다 바꿀게. Baby baby when you tell me something bad. 어떤 눈물이 흘러도 닦아줄게. 내 앞에 상냥해지는 내가 소리쳐. Oh let it go. 어떤 말로 let it go. 널 품을 수 없어. 사랑보다 더 사랑 같은 너. You oh let it go. 이 세상보다 let it go. 다 잃는다 해도 운명보다 더 운명 같은 너. 내가 지킨다 baby. 더는 없어 loneliness. And 지킨다.
Welcome back. It's time for part 2 of our Busan Quiz Master. Oh, yay! Clapping for no reason. Fanfare for fanfare's sake. We love it. So, today is a Guess Who quiz. I give you some hints already. We're talking about one person who is an actor and a singer and is in a group, a boy band. Or maybe considered to be a man band now. I don't know what the cutoff is for boys and mans, but there we go. And so I'll give you some more hints in this second part. And if you are chosen as the winner, if you get the right answer, then you will win a prize today. 네, 여러분. 우리 부산 퀴즈 마스터 2부입니다. 그래서 힌트 이미 많이 드렸는데 또 드리겠습니다. 너무 친절하니까 또 드릴게요. 오케이? 오케이. 오키도키. 그러면은 here we go. Here's part 2 of the hints, okay? This person, his MBTI changed from ENFP to INFP. Oh, me too. Same. Me too. I used to be E, but now I'm I. Oh, so. I have a certain percentage of E in the day, and then at a certain cutoff point, I go to I. Don't talk to me like this, you know? A recent film in which he starred became the second highest grossing film in Korean cinema history. Okay? Very, very big. His debut group, 101, recently reunited and drew a lot of attention. And his nickname is Wink Boy, which does not sound good in English. Let me tell you, this does not sound like a good nickname in English. 근데 in Korean, 단종 오빠 is nice. 단종 오빠, is it nice? Yeah. In English, it's not good. Wink boy, no. Please no. But in Korean, good. Okay, I have 3 options for you. In fact, no, I'm going to give you 4 options. Here we go. It's a tradition, okay? So just let me do it. Number 1, is it Park Jin-young? Number 2, Park Ji-hoon. Number 3, Park Bo-gum. Number 4, Michael Jackson. Who are we talking about? I don't know. But if you know, get in touch and let me know. Pound 9050 샵 9050. Text messages 101, Kakao Talk and live stream are free. Okay, I say that so often, it really annoys me, but I have to tell you, if you just tuned in and you want to send a text message and you don't know that it costs 101, you're going to be upset. So I have to tell you, you know? Sorry. I'm sorry if you hear me every single day say it. 근데 우리 잠시 들어왔다 가셨다 하는 사람들이 너무 많아가지고 그래서 그렇게 얘기해야 됩니다. 네, 용서 부탁드릴게요. Here we go. 임몽규님 says the correct answer. That is right. 김덕수님 says 혹시 yeah, 그런 배우님이 맞아요. 왕과 사는 남자에서 단종 역할을 한 땡땡땡 배우님. Maybe. 미아님, 루시님, correct. Let me scroll down. Jason님 also texting in and saying, Mishin, I know, don't walk under a ladder. Correct. That's one for me as well. I grew up with that one. And also saying the right answer. Here we go. Let's move over here. 0311 name. Correct. 3865 name. 7219 name. Yes. 2806 name. Correct. Everyone has the right answer. Daniel Nim says, don't write a person's name in red. It's bad. Correct. Sang-Yun Kim name, Michael Park. Correct. Daniel Nim with an answer. 박지훈이네. 잘 모릅니다. 사실은 잘 모릅니다. Could be, could not be. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to give you another song. This is Park Ji-hoon with Would You? Come on. Really? Come on. Anyway, enjoy the song. I'll be back with part 3 of our quiz after this.
아직은 서툴러나 모든 게 어떻게 풀어야 할지 잘 몰라 온종일 이 생각에 하루가 짧아져 정답을 알고 싶어 Would you be 네 앞에선 아무 말도 못해 나 너만 보면 바보가 돼 있잖아 솔직하게 말할게 너 말야 Would you be my baby I love ya I love ya baby 남자답게 yeah yeah 얘기할게 너와 나 always belong together yeah 모두가 부러워해 나는 너만을 원해 baby 무엇 하나 놓지 않아 I will never let you go yeah 하나씩 알아갈게 사소한 것까지도 놓치는 거 없이 다 기억할래 바보 같단 말해도 I don't care 날 웃게 하는 너가 좋아서 그저 난 너만 봐날 채워줄 you 아깝지가 않아 내 시간 내 마음 모든 게 널 위한 거야 All for you Because I love ya I love ya baby 남자답게 yeah yeah 얘기할게 너와 나 always belong together yeah 모두가 부러워해 나는 너만을 원해 baby 무엇 하나 놓지 않아 I will never let you go yeah 어디를 가든지 함께해 너는 나만의 레일의 하나뿐인 baby 사람들 얘긴 신경 쓰지 마 baby 나를 봐 나만 봐 너만을 사랑해 I wanna with you girl I always with you be my girl I love ya girl I love ya I love ya baby 남자답게 yeah yeah 얘기할게 너와 나 always belong together yeah 모두가 부러워해 나는 너만을 원해 baby 무엇 하나 놓지 않아 I will never let you go yeah I love ya I love ya baby 남자답게 yeah yeah 얘기할게 너와 나 always belong together yeah 모두가 부러워해 나는 너만을 원해 baby 무엇 하나 놓지 않아 I will never let you go yeah
Oh, it's time for part 3 of Busan Quiz Master. And that means no more hints, my friends. It's just time for me to deliver the answer to and the winner of the quiz. So today I asked you, who is it? I gave you lots of hints. And the person we are talking about today is... Park Ji-hoon 배우님. Oh yeah, let's clap for the answer. Yes, that's who we're talking about. And everybody got the right answer. It was very easy. Very, very easy. The winner today is... 0216 Neem. Oh yeah, 0216 Neem, you are the winner. We will get in touch with you and send you a prize. Okay, let's Haley, don't encourage me. Yeah, we'll get in touch with you to send you a prize. Please keep an eye out for our message. And to everybody else who tuned in, who sent messages in, thank you very much. We do love it. So let's do it again tomorrow. All right, time for the final segment of today. It's Busan Tales.
Tune in to For Your Busan, featuring local news, events, and interviews with people in the community. Airing from 4:05 to 6 p.m.
Time for the final segment of today. Haley's in the studio for the very final episode of Busan Tales.
Aw, but it's not the last of me.
No.
I'll tell you that much.
You can't get rid of Haley.
I'm just grabbing onto this table, strapping myself to this chair until the day I don't know, until the day.
Well, not the chair and the booster, right?
That's true. That's true, because otherwise you couldn't see me.
The chair and the booster.
And the booster. Yes.
Yes, so this is the week before our new season, which means that this is the final Monday of this season.
It is indeed.
That's the final episode of Busan Tales. And so, how has it been, Busan Tales?
Because this segment has surpassed, it's like Queen Elizabeth, how she's like outlived multiple prime ministers. This has gone through, I think you're the third host that I've yammered about Busan's history to.
Yeah.
Right. So Busan Tales has been, I counted, going for over 2 years. What a ride. What a ride. So we've talked about Busan's history, the facts, the myths, the rumors. We've talked about the weather. Have you ever wondered, why don't we ever get snow? Because my friend in Kime will send me photos of snow, and then I'm like, it's crystal clear out there. We've covered that, the food, all the food that we've talked about, and so much more. So for the grand finale, I wanted to cover something that was fundamental, so vital to our core as an identity. So for today's 꼬.꼬.부, we have the Busan's provisional capital, 인물퀴즈도 부산입니다.
역시. That's something that is very, very special to Busan City.
Absolutely.
And something that is special to people from Busan, but also people from Korea, and special in so many aspects of our diplomacy and our events and our marketing and, all of these things. Okay, I love it.
Random connection, though. Sorry to butt in, but because you, I think, recorded a spot about our provisional capital, and it plays every once in a while. So whenever I hear, 임시수도, not quite much in Korean, but when I hear like Busan as a provisional capital, I hear it in your voice.
Yep.
It's like a little Laura that
Sorry
lives
about that.
in my brain that just pops out whenever we talk about this particular topic.
A city of 400,000 quickly turned into a city of 1 million.
Exactly. There we go. There we go.
So it's a period that was foundational to Busan being what it is today.
Absolutely, because again, it is a city that quickly exploded into a city of 1 million people, and it shaped much of the original downtown area. So let's start with the war. We must. The Korean War, early on the morning of June 25th, 1950. The North Korean forces would invade South Korea. The early days, weeks, even months of the war were not in South Korea's favor. And that would be an understatement, right? So the first week saw turmoil for the southern half of the peninsula because in a matter of 2 days, Seoul was taken by North Korean forces. So then the president, the government, had to quickly flee the capital city because if that's taken, that's the end of the war. So kind of this era of the refugee government would begin. And you would just look at the map and follow kind of that Gyeongbu line, right? From Seoul to Tegan. Tegan became the provisional capital for a bit, but then quickly on their heels were the North Korean forces. So they followed fairly quickly, pushing downward. The provisional capital then had to be moved to Daegu, and Daejeon stint didn't even last a month. I mean, they've probably barely unpacked. And we're talking about huge moves of presidents, the cabinet, the parliament, and so on. And the war raged on. North Korea still pushed downward, aided by the communist forces. So for the final time during the war, the government had to move again. And that date was August 18th to Busan City, of course, 1950. So this actually was done in part upon advisement from the U.S. military as well, from General Douglas MacArthur, the famous Douglas MacArthur, according to U.S. State Department papers. So between then and July 27th of 1953, Busan would serve as the provisional capital for 1,023 days, and that would be over 90% of the entire duration of the war.
Yeah. It's like 3, 6, 9, so it's like 4 years almost.
It's like 4 years, right,
Yeah.
right. 3 years. 3 years, yes, yes. The war didn't last. War lasted slightly over 3 years with the armistice, so it was a little under,
Just under
3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very remarkable story. And I think because we live here in Busan and we've talked so much, I think that the benefit of us being able to talk on this show is that we do learn about Busan and Korea, but specifically Busan, in such an insider type way. So you bring us the information all the time, but we also have other segments. We have special guests. We have kinyomir, like important days. And it's very, very special and very interesting to be able to have this amount of history still be so relevant and still be so talked about.
And these are spots that you've probably been to, or at least heard about, or have had people go to, or even when I talk about the Gyeongbu line, that's the line that the KTX and the SRT travel down to. So as you are kind of traveling between Seoul and Busan and coming back home, you're kind of thinking to yourself, oh, this is like the war line. These are the front lines and how things moved.
This is where people came. And it's just a real privilege to be able to be in the seat and talking about it. And it's a story that never gets old for me. I'm always fascinated by it. But apart from Busan being far away from the 38th parallel, what factors played a role in the decision to actually move down to Busan?
Right, so geography was certainly a factor, but then also there was the strategic factor, because in war you have the actual fighting, you have the front lines, but in order for the front lines to defend itself, not get pushed down, for you to be able to push northward in our case, you need backup in terms of manpower, money, military supplies. And where would that come in? Through the port. Busan port, because definitely the landlines were certainly blocked by North Korean forces. So during the wartime, some 1.75 million UN forces came in via Busan port. And the port saw an average of about 10,000 tons of war supplies coming in daily. Wow. Again, that is daily. So specifically, back then, the Pier 1, the first pier of Busan port, 제1부두, certainly symbolic and very, very practical, very alive, because refugees of everywhere in Korea came in through this port from North Korea, from other parts of South Korea. And therefore, for those who are already here, and those could be natives, those could be refugees who had gotten there a day earlier, a major job creator. Makes sense, because when we're talking about, again, 10,000 tons of war supplies coming in via shipment, you need someone to unload those boxes, unpack them, put them onto trucks and vehicles and trains. So tens of thousands of tons of materials daily. So if you work there, I mean, of course, that was a tough job. You're probably breaking your back figuratively and maybe sometimes literally.
Well, you think about military equipment, whatever that is, you'll have pieces of machinery, you'll have whatever else, but a lot of metal.
Right, absolutely. A lot of metal, a lot of ammo, and, of course, food stuffs and everything. But if you had a port job, at least you made enough to feed your families for the day. And during that time we call it 입에 풀칠하다, so putting food to your family's mouths. That was really the goal. Wasn't it?
It was survival.
Right. And, no one was above that. Even kind of the fragile, sensitive artist types that we might imagine. So artists like these artists of national renown, Lee Jung-seop and novelist Lee Ho-cheol would be one of these day laborers at the port.
Yeah.
And he would draw, in gum wrappers, it's like tinfoil gum wrappers and the insides of cigarettes because he still continued on with his artistry, even despite, having to work these jobs.
And the reason he did that, there was no paper and materials.
Exactly.
There was nothing to draw on except those things.
Or there
right?
was, but he obviously didn't have the money because he was working these port jobs, right?
Imagine when white paper was a luxury.
Exactly.
This.
Or exactly this.
This is a luxury, right? I know. Do you know if our ancestors could see us now? And that's just so fun to think about.
I still have like piles of imyeonsi, the paper that we use. I don't know. I feel really bad throwing it out. So whenever we're talking about it, my nephew's in town, he likes to draw, and we're like, yeah, you're not drawing on white paper, white paper. You're drawing on white and something written on paper.
Yeah.
Because not even, not even like barely a century ago, people didn't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So old.
Stop using paper. Let's
stop
plant more
wasting
trees.
it.
Let's use our tablets. No more. Well, that's good. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, so that was basically the life around Busan Port during that time. But where else can we see traces of Busan as the provisional capital?
Right. So join me on a virtual walk.
Okay,
if you are able to, open up your whatever portal site map application and look up Busanhang 일부도 and walk away from the port. So maybe you are a day laborer. You are done for the day. All the ships have been loaded. Then, exactly. Let's all stretch. 배고파. And you are at the mouth of 대청로. So this is one straight, I mean, it's a street, but I would call it an avenue because that is a central road that cuts through the original downtown area. And that's the major road where all the side roads, the small streets branch out of, which is the definition of an avenue, including major government buildings. So as you're probably dragging along the street, trying to look for the best deal to feed your family, to double, triple, whatever ration that you had, we are walking through the Supreme Court, culture, social ministries. The National Assembly, the Parliament, 국회, interestingly used, it had to bounce around a bit, but one of the earlier buildings were the theaters.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense because
lots of seats and a big stage and podium to speak from.
Where else are you going to find chairs during that time of the wars? I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
And if you think about it, I think especially the British Parliament, quite theatrical because they still wear wigs.
Yeah, they do. They're all in there with their wigs on and their long robes, and I think, well, I mean, there's something to be said for tradition. Just get the job done, though. Come on.
Well, I mean, yes. Well, that could be said about any country, any period. But I'm enjoying the theatrics and the literal symbolism of the parliament being in a theater before it moved to a gymnasium in Gyeongnam province. And also, there's a sports-like sports-like character to politics. So also the 소화장 apartments, that apartment is gone, but the block of apartments in Nampodong actually functioned as dormitories for the National Assembly members.
Yeah,
because they had to live somewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
So interesting,
right?
isn't it?
And this was also diplomacy ground zero because the Oriental Development Company building, 동양척식 주식회사, it's now the beautiful Busan Modern and Contemporary History Museum. That building was the U.S. Embassy. So interesting how, the U.S. Embassy was in that beautiful, beautiful building while the National Assembly was like in a theater. Because Seoul was a war front, obviously, education, universities had to move down as well. So Sinheung University, now that's been turned to Gyeonggi-dae, Gyeonggi University, Seoul National, Ewha Women's University, Kongguk and Dongguk Universities all had their temporary campuses right around that area. So very bustling, very elite, very powerful. So historians say that during the 1,023-day period, the 3-year period, let's just say, Daechongro was the most active site of commercial, cultural, educational, and even some religious activities. Yeah. Because if you had diplomats coming in, there were some missionaries as well. Ewha University was famously established by missionaries.
Yeah.
Right.
It makes sense, and it makes complete sense that was where people would be coming in from, because there was no commercial airport during that time.
Probably couldn't afford it anyways.
You wouldn't be on the train. And so people would be coming in through the port.
Right.
And so they stay around that area.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to go further inland or whatever it may be. Very interesting. But we have to talk about the major government buildings that were put in place there.
Right. So because these are some buildings that are still left standing, and you can go check it out. So first, let's go to Bumindong. So that is the current Provisional Capital Memorial Hall. That was the presidential residence and office for President Lee Seung-man. But the building itself is very interesting because when you think the presidential, we usually call them the presidential palaces because they are quite grand. You think of 청와대, which is, honestly, as far as like government buildings go, it's not huge, but it has a certain gravitas. It has that very symbolic blue roof, grandiose, regal. But actually, that particular Provisional Capital Presidential Office building really quaint, small, charming. In real estate terms, it would be charming because it's a combination of a Western-style house built with a brick, but the roof itself is kiwa. It has a traditional Korean tile, so very unique look to it.
I've been there.
You've been there.
Yeah. It does not look like a Korean building.
No, it doesn't.
In any sense of the imagination. It looks very, very unique.
It is very unique, but it still has that kind of like thrown on tiled roof that's like Korean. Also very small. Let's talk about real estate. It's 2 stories, has a basement, but it is 312 square meters. That's 94평. So 94평 is not that big, especially if you're thinking this is not only the presidential residence, but also his office.
Yeah.
And, there were meetings to be had. But because it was built back in 1926, so that's kind of the reason for that mishmash hybrid architectural style. And that was originally the residence of the Gyeongnam governor. Because that was when Busan was a part of Gyeongnam.
Yeah. And it was just repurposed.
Right.
But yeah, 94 pyong, I mean, that's big if you think about a house that we would have today. But this is not just our house.
Exactly. And if you think about the apartment layouts of today, if you have an almost 백평 home, it's going to be sprawling. It's going to be huge, wide open.
Yeah.
But if you look at the outside of that house, it's going to have these nooks and crannies. It's going to be divided up into like wings and rooms and offices. Yeah.
Interesting. But I mean, this small house, okay, it was small, it was humble, but it was the, I guess, decision-making hub of the time, because this was the site of so many important decisions.
Exactly, absolutely. So that was domestic politics headquarters and some wartime decisions. So going by the records of some major decisions or events that took place here, on March 20th of 1951, President Lee Seung-man met with the commander of the United Nations forces and the American ambassador. And actually, the UN forces, they kind of started negotiating with the communist forces in July of 1951 to, hey, let's end the war. But President Lee Seung-man unhappy with, if they end the war there, then the front lines would freeze, not happy with that. So he actually called over the foreign press and publicly opposed the ceasefire negotiations. So that was a very big political decision. And this was a time when these political presidential announcements were made via these official channels. So that was a big deal. Also, Lee Seung-man issued martial law here, 개헌명령, and passed a constitutional amendment to lengthen his presidency at this very office. So an important page out of the contemporary history there. And apart from this, the Gyeongnam-do Government Office was the national government office, and that is a part of Donga University, and now it's the Seokdang Museum, which has a really cool range of artifacts and heritage and Busan's treasures, and a lot of Buddhist art. Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. And, I'm sure being the provisional capital, it wasn't just about, government buildings and administration and all that stuff. Because it was, Busan people. We always say that the people make the party, right? And Busan citizens have a very passionate role to play when it comes in remembering the country's history.
We are nothing if not passionate.
Yeah.
Right. So again, we're going to put ourselves into the boots, probably the shoes of a dock worker. And you are kind of lugging along that long road and you see these fancy buildings, fancy-ish buildings, important people moving around, but also that is being mixed with all your fellow workmen and working women and children, like in tattered clothing, running around trying to follow U.S. Army trucks for chocolate and, all of that. So we see buildings and homes sprawling, being built across neighborhoods that we now know. Amidong, Kamcheongdong, Yeongju-dong, so much more across Yeongdo. And we literally, before the signal went up, we were talking about my weekend and how I was at Busan Station, which is like right where the area that we're talking about, to pick up a family member. And they had just finished construction on one of the roads and it wasn't updated to my navigation. So we're just talking about how in the original downtown area, it's not one of those places where you turn right, and turn right, and you're back to where you started. You turn right and you turn right, and you're on a random mountain somewhere.
You have to go
on somebody's front yard. And I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we talked about all the hills in Busan. So that's where this begins, right? That's the exact area that we're talking about because Busan went from the city of how many people to how many people again?
400,000 to 1 million.
I love this. It's my it's my Laura GPT.
Yeah.
So let me share because when you double, more than double in size, even the basic necessities are under threat.
Yeah.
So what are the basic necessities of life?
Well, apart from air, water.
Exactly. I mean, there's plenty of air, maybe a little polluted, maybe a little tight, but water. That is we don't think about it that way, but that is a limited resource.
Yeah.
Because yes, rain and ocean, well, you can't drink that. But it's the lifeline. It's the basic resource. Homes, of course, didn't have running water back then because it was the 1950s and not even constant water. Because I do like it when you still go to some olden homes like grandma and grandpa's places and they have the water pumps.
Yeah.
Or the remnants of a water pump.
In Kamcheonmunamar, you can still see the neighborhood well.
Exactly.
It doesn't have water in it, but you can still see where it was, and it was up the top of the hill.
Right.
So people living down the bottom would have to walk up those 148 steps, get water, and walk all the way back down again. It was a communal well.
If you could, that was a lucky day because, well, it's okay. So here's the thing. Busan City, being a major city, they did have a citywide pipe system, but not enough water. And they only had half the amount of water that was required to keep people going. So they had water available every 3 days at the communal pump.
Wow.
Every 4 days for Yeongdo, just for 2 hours. So if you are the village people and you're lined up, somebody cuts in front of you, there's going to be fighting.
Yeah.
There are going to be words and punches thrown around. So that's just one tidbit of what life was like back then. So from bustling activities of the port, the serious solemn government buildings, to the struggles for everyday life like water, this was the foundation of what made Busan. So it's not just about the past. Wrapping up, Busan is working on getting a UNESCO World Heritage recognition for the provisional capital building complexes. And Busan will host the World Heritage Committee session this coming July. So we talked about the fundamentals, the foundation of the city, but also we're in the process of etching this into the heritage of the world. So that could be our future.
Well, paving the way for our future, Haley, you always in here giving us all the stories. So thank you so much for bringing us all the information. It's been an era.
It has been an era, and this is a great note to end it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Very hopeful note. We love it. Thank you so much. We will see you in the new season.
I shall. I'll see you in the new season.
With a different show. But until then, cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, time for us to say goodbye for today. Time flies when you're having fun, eh? Today's show produced by Jung Yuna, written by Hong Kyung-hwa, hosted by Laura McCluckey. This is Hey You by CN Blue, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Enjoy your Monday.
나를 미치도록 널 사랑하고 사랑하 그게 잘못이라면 아니야 아니야 이건 정말 아니야 뚜뚜뚜뚜뚜 love again 매일매일 두벅두벅 걸어봐 두려웠던 거리를 걸어봐 once again back again darling 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 하루하루 Monday Tuesday better again 오늘도 날 뚜벅뚜벅 불러봐 함께 듣던 노래 불러봐 Once again, back again Darling, 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 darling 밤새면 Monday, Tuesday, better day 다 잊을 거라고 매번 다짐해도 내게 너